Welcome to your community. This is your hometown. This is Walton Entertainment. This is where you can hear from the community and those making a difference. We explore topics, local festivals, arts and entertainment, and local news. For this program and much more, visit us online at yourlocalstream.com. That's yourlocalstream.com.
Sorry, I didn't see you come in. Welcome to Hodges Family Dentistry at 1190 West Spring Street, Monroe, Georgia. Telephone number is 770-267-6318. Here at Hodges Family Dentistry, we provide an assortment of dental services like partials, dentures, extractions, cleanings, crowns, and complete mouth restorations. So please, come join the Hodges family. And from my family to yours, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays.
Good morning. Thank you for watching. I'm Dina Huff, the Executive Director for the Partnership for Families, Children, and Youth. And I just wanted to give you all an update about the Walton County Empty Stocking Fund Distribution Day. I know I spoke of a little while back about the application dates, but we've filled all the applications, and we're happy to say that we're going to be serving around 265 families this year through the Empty Stocking Fund. And as I told you before, in the box you will get 40 canned goods, you'll get dry items such as grits and that sort of thing, boxed items, and you'll get a hen, a loaf of bread, and a dozen eggs. And I want to tell you today about Distribution Day because that's where we are at now. And that will be Saturday, December the 10th at Journey Church. And Journey Church is in between, and the address for that, and I'm telling you this because we need you to come out and volunteer to deliver those heavy boxes. The address is Journey Church, 1000 Royal Park Drive, between Georgia, 30656. And if you're like me, around Christmas you feel like you want to do something for others. So if you feel led to volunteer, we would love to have you come to Journey Church. And you'll see the signs. You just come around the building, line up, and we even put the boxes in the car for you so you don't have to do anything but lift the boxes when you get to the folks' home and take it to their door. You don't even have to go inside. And you will have an application with the address on it, so you'll know where to go. And usually they have a map attached. So if you want to do something with your family to give back, that would be a great idea. And also, we have seen a great increase in the number of homeless families in Walton County. So I am on a homeless committee at Fish, and we meet every week to discuss these homeless situations that we're facing here in Walton. So if you have some extra funds, and I know things are tight because of the cost of everything nowadays, but if you have extra funds and you want to give back, I would encourage you, if you have a favorite nonprofit, or if you want to give back and you would like to donate to Fish, they are helping a good number of homeless families here in your county. So if you have any questions for me about Walton County Empty Stocking, you can give me a call, or if you have questions about Fish, you can call me and I'll try to answer those questions. But my direct line is 770-207-3175, and we do wish you all a very Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jody Johnson. I'm here with another recreation report. I want to wish, I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. The weather was fairly nice, and we want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas that's coming up. I know this is the time we'll have all our Christmas parades and all the activities that are going on in each of the cities here in Walton County. The towns are all decorated and it looks great. Here at the Recreation Department, we've got a lot of things going on. We have a visit with Santa at some of our community centers. You might want to go online at waltoncountyga.gov and see that. At all three of our community centers, Santa will be visiting and taking pictures. There's no cost to any of that. unless you want to buy some of the pictures that are going on. But bring your kids and get a little candy and visit with Santa. That'd be a great thing to do. Our basketball program is going on right now. We're in the second week of the season, and then we'll stop around Christmas break, and then we'll pick it back up in January. So come by one of our community centers or at Iowa Recreation Center for watch basketball. It's going on every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We have to play 6 days a week to get all these games in. We have close to 1,000 kids playing basketball this season. So we have a lot of games, especially on Saturdays. They go from 9 to 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon at each one of the community centers. So a lot of basketball going on. Our football season has winded down, and again, one of our social circle teams went undefeated in the Newton County Walton League and won the championship. I think it was our 8-year-olds. And then our 9-year-old Monroe area team went undefeated as well and won the NGYFA, which is the North Georgia Youth Football Championship. And that was our first year playing in that. So congratulations to our 9-year-old Monroe area team. Each one of our football teams are divided by which school they will end up in high school at. So that's how we chose all of our rec teams this year. And we had single age groups from age 6 under all the way up to our 7th grade football teams. And our 9-year-old team went undefeated. We had several teams that made it to the Final Four. So we had a very good year with our youth football league. And all the high schools, congratulations to them. I know they a little bit disappointed they lost in the second round of the playoffs, but nonetheless, we had several teams that, I think 4 teams, I think all the high schools in our area made it to the playoffs, which is a good feat in itself. So congratulations to them. Our basketball season, like I said, has kicked off. I know the high schools are playing as well, and we'll play all the way through the end of January with our basketball. Our baseball and softball, soccer, and track registrations will be coming up in January, so look forward to that. Make sure you get in and register. You can do that online, and we'll have all that information on our website as well, so make sure you go and register for our spring sports. It's coming up, and that includes the soccer and the baseball, softball, and track. So make sure you look forward to that. And then as soon as in January, we'll start our evaluations and our team selections, and then they'll start practicing in February. I know it doesn't even feel like winter has gotten here yet, but we still have to start planning for the spring, so make sure you do that. With time changing, and everybody knows it's dark awfully early, this is a great time to come into our community centers and utilize our workout centers. I know everybody is early voting right now at the community centers, and a lot of people are lined up at the door to do that. If you're looking for an alternative to standing in line, you can always come down to the social circle area, the new community center down there. I haven't seen a line down there yet, so it may be worth driving. You get to see the new facility and vote at the same time. I know that's where I early voted, and it took less than 5 minutes. Walked in, no line, registered, and voted right without any hesitation. So it may be worth the 5-minute or 10-minute, however far you are away from the new community center to vote. So that's a good area to go do that in. So we will have all that going on at the recreation department. Our maintenance guys are going out and doing a lot of work that we don't normally don't have time to get to. So they're cutting down some bushes and trimming trees and getting the ball fields ready for the springtime. So we'll be doing a lot of that. We also take care of the historic courthouse. So we're taking care of that in the government building. So there, you'll see our crews out and about doing a lot of work in the colder weather. But I do encourage you to come out and visit our community centers. Go to our websites at waltoncountyga.gov, and you can see all the programs that we do have to offer and all the parks near you. It's a great time to investigate those, especially on these weekends that the weather is nice. So get out and explore. Come see us at the community center. We'd love to see you work out, start that New Year's resolution early, be ahead of the game. So we hope to see you soon, and we'll talk to you then. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Kenny Sargent with Keep Walton Beautiful, the Walton County Recycling Center. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. We're staying busy down here at the recycling center. We are getting ready for Christmas time. Did want to make everyone aware, like every other year, we will be doing our Bring One for the Chipper. We'll have a designated area set up out here in the cul-de-sac in front of the center for you to come drop off your Christmas trees after you're done with them. You'll see the signs sitting out there. We'll make a space to dump those off. So if you have any old Christmas trees you're looking to get rid of, bring those on out. We normally do that through about the second week of January. I'll give you a concrete date on how long we'll accept the trees as we move forward. But just keep that in mind, spread the word. It is a place to bring your Christmas trees, and we'll chip those up and make mulch out of them. One other announcement that I wanted to make and make sure everyone was aware of, we received word from where we take all of our trash here at the recycling center that they are no longer going to accept any mattresses or box springs from us. The one place I do know that will accept those is the Walton C&D out off 78. They do accept mattresses and box springs, but we can no longer take them here. They just won't accept them. I don't really know what problem it's causing them. I just know that they won't allow those to come out to the landfill anymore. So if you drive all the way down here with a mattress or a box spring, we're going to have to turn you around or make you put it back on your truck or vehicle because we can't take those. It's certainly not something we want to do because we do get a lot of mattresses and box springs, and they're not real easy to get rid of. But presently we don't really have another answer. We're trying to work on it to find out if there's something else we can do. If there's a company that will accept those to where we could still take them here, we're trying to find somewhere else we could take them. But as of right now, we won't be able to accept those anymore. And we've also been having to turn around a lot of cars that are bringing out some of their, crepe myrtle clippings and leaves and that kind of thing. So we're still getting a lot of people bringing those things in. Just remember, we can't take those here. All of those type items need to go to an inert landfill. We have a few of them in the county. We'd be happy to direct you to the nearest one to you, but we can't accept those materials here. And like I always do, I just want to invite anyone that really doesn't have a good idea of what we do out here, or maybe don't know how to get started recycling and what to do, to give us a call, 770-267-1421. We'd be happy to answer any questions to help you get started recycling. Or you can ride on out here. We can give you a walk through the place here and show you what we do, show you what we recycle, and help you get started. So come on out and see us. Give us a call. We'd be happy to help you out with any of that, to answer any questions you may have, and we'd just be happy to have you out. So until next time, take care.
Hi, welcome to Monroe Walton Center for the Arts. Oh man, we have a lot going on. It's December. This week, when you're seeing this, our home tour is this Saturday. Hopefully you've picked up your tickets by now. If not, you can come on in and pick up your tickets if you've already bought your tickets. The ticket is a guide kind of map, and that is your actual ticket. It has the addresses and everything. So if you've already pre-bought your tickets, come on in. They're ready to be picked up, and has some tips in there, how to enjoy your day, and kind of a logical way of going about to see the homes. We are about sold out. When Paul is filming this right now, we've got maybe 30 tickets left. So they're almost sold out. So if you're interested, we still have a few, but come on in, give us a call, go online pretty fast and get those tickets. They're $30. And we've got 12 homes on the tour. Well, 8 private homes and then 4 historic properties that are on the tour. Also on that day, for tour goers, but really for anybody, we're going to have a kids' art day out. So we're not covering the entire period of the tour, but from 11 to 3 that day, if you'd like to drop your kids off and have them have a good fun day too, we have you covered from about 11 to 3 with a pottery project that's a snowman, and then a snowman painting. Sorry. And a snowman painting and pizza. So that's $65 if you want to do that. It's all online at MonroeWaltonArts.org. You can see all about it. Some other special events going on is we are having special pottery winter projects all throughout December. We have some ceramics that we're doing, and also a hand-built Santa and a hand-built snowman. If you go online, you'll see all of it. MonroeWaltonArts.org, or go to our Facebook page, which is Monroe Walton Center for the Arts. If you look for that, you'll find us. Thursdays in December, we're open until 8, so I think we have maybe one more Thursday by the time you see this, or 2. But we'll be open till 8 on Thursdays. Starting in January, we'll go back to our usual hours. In January, we have our member show, so if you're a member, we really encourage you to enter our member show. It's an open call to all of our members. If you're a member, you're in. It's $35 to enter up to 3 pieces. The member show also has a youth category for ages 10 to 17. And it's only $5 per piece that kids can enter. And again, they can enter up to 3 pieces. So if they enter 3 pieces, it would be $15. There's cash prizes, there's best in show, all the usual categories. We have the form for the show here and also online. You can learn all about it. We'll be starting watercolor classes. Hopefully a photography class will be starting up in January. These are classes that we've gotten a lot of requests for, so we're putting that together now. So watercolor, and I think photography is coming in January, in addition to all of our usual classes. We have drawing, acrylic painting, oil painting, private lessons, open studio, pottery, and then kind of our once and done kinds of classes like the resin art cups, paint and sip, and things like that. So come see us, pick up a class list, pick up your tickets this week if you haven't already gotten them for the home tour, and we hope to see you soon.
We definitely want to thank you. Hometown Heroes is the old shop with a cop that Keith Glass kind of spearheaded, and I've been participating with him at least for 22 or 23 years since my oldest, who's 28, was in kindergarten. He came into the Central 21 door when I was working there and just asked anybody if they wanted to sponsor a child. And at that time, it was $100. And they put us, if we wanted to also participate and go with the shopping, they put us on a bus with the child, and we had to go to Snellville because that was the closest super Walmart, which is really funny because now we have several between us. And we had $100 to spend. And the kid was, we were supposed to get the child at least one warm piece of clothing, a jacket or a sweatshirt or something, and then they could buy whatever they wanted, toys, gifts for their parent or whatever. And I have been helping along with Debbie with Keith do it for many, many, many years, and the Board of Realtors has been a big participant in it as well too. They have a 5K that's a Toys for Tots where we split between Walton and Barrow County. When he retired in 2019 and RV became chief, I think RV didn't really want to put that on his plate being the new chief. He had a lot going on. And so Keith actually asked me and Debbie and a few other people if we would just continue with it. So we formed a 501c3. It is tax deductible charity, and we changed it from Shop with a Cop to Shop with a Hero. So we have the Sheriff's Department involved, the SRO officers, we have the hospital nurses come. We have Airback comes, they fly, it looks like they fly in Santa to the events. And in 2019, we raised enough money. We're the catalyst to raise the money and put the event up. We don't pick the children. We get the names from Fish and the SRO officers in the schools that kind of might know that that child is in a home that maybe their parents aren't going to ask for help, so they nominate the kids. But in 2019, we raised enough money to shop for 93 children. And that was the most we'd ever done. I think at the most we did when Keith was doing it was maybe 40 or 50 children, which we were super proud of. But when we went to 93 kids, you know, we had to break it into 2 nights, not just 1 night. And then when 2020 hit with COVID, we knew that there was an even bigger need because the working poor, some of them had jobs that they weren't getting any extra money and they weren't getting unemployment. They might be housekeepers, or they might be, you know, cutting lawns or doing stuff on the side that the government doesn't know about. So our goal that time was to do, you know, 125 kids because we had done 93 the year before, and we shot for over 250 kids that year. Last year, our goal was 250 because we always try to do a little bit better, and with the help of the community and donations, we were able to shop for 393 children, and we had to split it between 3 nights. So GSP has been involved, Georgia State Patrol, Airback, nurses, the Sheriff's Department, Fire Department. Last year, animal control came. I mean, like everybody, the DA's office came. And so when the children are chosen, the parents apply or whoever their guardian applies at Fish, or they're nominated through the schools, we call them, we set up a specific time for them to come. We shop, this year it will be December 13th, 15th, and 19th. And last year, as we were raising the money and kept on raising more money and getting more money in, we just kept saying we need more names. We're like, we'll take more names. And Fish cuts it off, but they still always have people that call in after the fact. So we're like, we'll take 20 more, we'll take 30 more. So then we had to call Walmart and say, okay, we need a 3rd night to do this. And Walmart is a big supporter too. I want you to know the store contributes $4,000 through their grant program, and the DC contributes $2,500 because they love us. We spend a ton of money on this. But they do love us because honestly, even the employees say it's the best, it's their favorite day. And we destroy the toy department. But the kids come between 5 and 8 at a specific time. And if a child is chosen and we make the phone call and we find out that they also have a 3-year-old or 4-year-old sibling that maybe isn't in school, we add them to the list too because we don't want any child to shop and they go home and their sibling doesn't get anything. We got 6 names from DFACS last year. Obviously those children couldn't come because they're in the DFACS program. So we picked some teenagers that were there to volunteer, and the teenagers went out. And they had kind of a wish list, and we did our best with their wish list, but we weren't getting them a puppy or something that was on their list. And the kids had so much fun. 2 years ago, we added gift wrapping to it, and honestly, I really wanted to roll my eyes. I was like, oh my God, this is such a big thing, but it was awesome. Churches showed up, and we have an employee, she's now at Carver, Rachel Nix, that kind of spearheaded that for us. And they show up and people donate wrapping paper, bows, gift bags, tissue paper. And so now the child gets their presents and they walk out and they go to the gift wrapping table and they get all of their gifts wrapped so they can go home and put it under their tree and be able to unwrap it on Christmas Day, and the parents don't have to then worry about trying to find wrapping paper. So this year we're having a little bit of difficulty because the economy has changed in the last 6 months, and people are a little concerned. But in the same, so there are some companies that donated X amount of dollars last year, and it's a little bit less this year, but they're still donating. But we're also finding even new people. So if you know anybody that owns a business or individually you want to do it and the Kiwanis Club wants to do it again, we would so much appreciate it. Right now we have enough money that we have collected for 250 kids. We also have, but our goal is 400. And I promise you, if you don't know me, I will tell you that when I set a goal, I hit it. So we will hit that 400 kids. But every little bit helps. I've been posting again on my Facebook. Hometown Heroes has its own Facebook. If you don't like us, please like Hometown Heroes and share it and get it out, because there's just random people in the community that are messaging and saying, can I sponsor one kid? And then there's other people that say, I don't have enough money for $150, because I didn't know if I said that, but the child each gets $150 to spend. So they pick their hero. Some of them are like, I want to shop with the nurse, or I want to shop with the airback, or I want to shop with the cop, or they pick their SRO officer because they recognize them in the schools. And then there's a volunteer, and the volunteer goes with a sheet of paper, and we write down everything that they purchase and the amount, and the volunteer knows to try and keep it right around that $150. God's an amazing thing, I will tell you, because last year when we had the 3 days, at the end of day one, I went home and I was like, there are some, because I'm the lady that stands at the cash register, and Kathy helped me with that last year, and some kids will go a little bit over, and we don't tell them no. Now, if they came up and they had $300, we're like, no, we can't do that, because, you know, but if they come up and theirs is $167, we don't tell them to put a toy away. If they come up and they're at $140, we decided a couple of years ago to put a lot of $5 and $10 toys there. We're like, you can pick something else out. You can get a candy bar. I mean, these are the kind of kids that when their parents go through, their mom's like, I don't have an extra $2 for that Snickers bar. So they're allowed to get a candy bar. They're allowed to get whatever they want. And we try to get them to use all the money. And some parents are like, they're good. They're good. The best story I will tell you about it last year was there was a family of 3. And every hero, you know, they picked their hero and they picked their volunteer. But before they got there, those 3 kids decided that they didn't want to know what they were getting. So each of them shot for each other. So like the boy shot for the girl and the girl shot for the other boy. And it was the coolest thing to see because they want to give. As much as they don't have the money and their family doesn't have the money, they also love the idea of them giving too. So some of them also, when they're done, they're like, can I get a purse for my grandma? Can I get something for my dad? So the only thing they're not allowed to get is they're not allowed to get, obviously, any alcohol, tobacco, or anything like that. But they are not allowed to get a gift card, and they are not allowed to get anything in the video department that requires, like that's putting money on those games, or that requires our receipt. And that's just because we have to keep it for tax purposes. What is the other thing? When we check them out, unfortunately, what we do is we take every tag off and we have markers and we X through the SKUs so that they cannot be returned for anything else or any other purpose. So we try to do our best to make it so that these kids actually get these gifts. And we do also work with the other organizations in the community that do that we know. Country Kids Camp is one. They get names from Fish as well as us. And some parents will put their kids on 5 lists hoping that they just get selected once. And some parents will put their kids on 5 lists because they hope they get selected more than once. So we try to make sure to the best of our ability that at least the organizations that we're aware of in Walton County, that if we have a child on our list, that they're not also on another list. So does anybody have any questions?
BB guns, that's the other one.
Oh yeah, no BB guns.
No BB guns.
Not even a BB gun?
Yeah, no weapons. I should just say no weapons. Yeah. But it is a fun event, and to see what has happened, obviously, in the last couple of years with the police and the community, and it's not just the last couple of years, it's happened multiple times. But some of these kids, unfortunately, have been told that cops are bad, and some of them have been told that that's the reason their dad's in jail, or that's the reason that mom's not with you anymore. So to see the police and the fire department, it's not just the police, the fire department are called out to incidents in houses too. And to see these men and women interact with these children and ride the skateboard down the aisle and do the hula hoop with them, you know, and dribble the basketball. I mean, it's a really good event for all of the parties that are involved in it, so.
So the family of 3, so there's 3 kids that you mentioned. Did each of them get $150?
They each got $150, but they didn't want to pick out their own toy.
Well, then that's good. So they got them wrapped, so the other one didn't know what they're getting either, so that's
And
awesome.
it's surprising.
That's actually Christmas.
Janice mentioned that some buy things for their parents. Most of them. I mean, it's surprising how many of those kids will pick out stuff for their family before they pick out their own. Or even they'll pick out shoes and coats, and that makes you feel happy because what kid's going to pick out shoes and coats?
We also try to keep them at 16 and below. We try to keep them so that they have to be a resident of Walton County. Last year we had an incident where, I don't know, somebody there started calling everybody that they knew and said somebody's giving out $150 gift cards at Walmart to people. So we had to tell people, no, we have a sign now that's going to say you must be pre-registered. It is something that the kids and the parents already know, maybe not the child because they're a child, but the parents know way ahead of time to be there. And then there's people after, you know, they come up and say, how do I do this? And we just, like, we don't take the names. And I get multiple emails and multiple stuff. And we have enough to do with the fundraising and the coordinating and everything that we do, and we don't want to be responsible for it. Fish is a great program for it, and the SRO officers are great, and the guidance counselors at the schools are great for nominating the kids to make sure. So if you know anybody in need, send them that way, don't send them to us.
And if you want to help to show up those nights, you can help wrap or do whatever.
Tell the date. Say the date
It's
one more time.
Tuesday the 13th,
Yep.
not Wednesday, sorry, Thursday the 15th and Monday the 19th.
Okay.
Last year we did 2 back-to-back days. I don't know if it was Wednesday, Thursday. And then the following Monday, we don't shop on the weekend for multiple reasons. The people that volunteer have enough on their plate. Walmart is chaos on the weekend. I don't want to add that to them, you know. We've not ever had a problem with anybody not being able to be there on those 3 nights. Last year there was one family that for some reason we couldn't get a hold of, and I don't know if somebody wrote their number down wrong. We finally got a hold of them, and so that family got to come afterwards. And me and Marcia and a couple other people just met them like at a time, and those 3. So like, and if they don't show up on the date, we do try to call and say that something happened so they can come another day. So we spent like $67,000 at Walmart last year. Yeah, they do love us a lot.
And Santa's there.
And we have Santa. So they do get to, that started in 2020. That was COVID. But we had them social distance from Santa and like sit in front to get a photo last year. And Chris Cannon is our Santa. I don't know if you know him. But he came all 3 days. And if you don't know a Santa, they make a lot of money this time of year. So for him to give up 3 days to do this, so they get to go talk to Santa and get their picture made with Santa if they want. I mean, we don't take it, but their parents can take the pictures. They do have to sign a release because we are taking multiple photos to put out there on Facebook and the internet and stuff like that. So that's why the defects kids couldn't be there, because there was no way to really like kind of make sure that they wouldn't end up in a photo. So questions?
Very good program. So your goal this time is 400,
Our
500?
goal is 400.
400.
Before you get away, the global mission of Kiwanis is to help the children of the community they serve, and we want to definitely give back to the Hometown Heroes program again this year
Thank
by
you.
making a donation there. And also what we're going to do, y'all, is the night of our Christmas party, which is right in between those 2 shopping days, is we'll take personal donations, and as soon as we put those together, we'll contribute at whatever those are as well.
Perfect, thank you.
So that'll give you that for the second.
And take the flyers if you know anybody else,
Absolutely.
you know, that would want to a business and that doesn't know about it. And I know that a lot of people, their businesses, their budgets could already be set. Excuse me.
Already be what?
Set. So if they are and they just want it for next year, you know, to know about it for next year. So
Thank y'all for all
Thank you.
y'all do. Thank you for
Thank
being
you.
here today, and we appreciate it
Thank
so
you.
very much. So.
Today I'm going to read portions of my book, The 12 Days of Christmas in Georgia, as a little celebration of the holiday season in Georgia. The 12 Days of Christmas in Georgia by Susan Ross in Spain, who is me, and Elizabeth Dulemba is my illustrator. The first day they go to the beginning of the Appalachian Trail, and they find the state bird, which is a brown thrasher, and a live oak tree, which is our state tree. And so on the first day of Christmas, my cousin gave to me a thrasher in a live oak tree. So we talk about here, Jacob writes a letter home to his parents and tells them all about what the Appalachian Trail looks like and history of it and so forth. And they meet George the thrasher, George because of Georgia, of course. George will be throughout the whole book. He travels with them. So the first day of Christmas, we have the thrasher in the live oak tree. The second day of Christmas, they go to Dahlonega, where there was the beginning of the gold rush, even before the California one, and there is still gold in Dahlonega. So they visit the gold museum and they find out how much they would be worth if they were made of gold, close to $1 million. Yes, and then they actually pan for gold, and you can do this if you go to Dahlonega. So on the second day of Christmas, my cousin gave to me 2 pans of gold and a thrasher in a live oak tree. On the third day of Christmas, they go to Stone Mountain, and they learn all about the carving, how it was done, how long it took, how high it is, and the fact that you can park a school bus on the back side of the horse here. So on the third day of Christmas, my cousin gave to me 3 horsemen 2 pans of gold, and a thrasher and a live oak tree. And this is Jefferson Davis, Robert E. Lee, and Stonewall Jackson that are carved on the mountain. On the 4th day of Christmas, they go to Martin Luther King Jr.'s boyhood home and learn about how he led the civil rights movement, and they see an exhibit called Children of Courage, where they find out that no matter whether you're a child or an adult, you can still make a difference in the world. So we have 4 doves. Doves stand for peace. So on the 4th day of Christmas, my cousin gave to me 4 cooing doves, 3 horsemen, 2 pans of gold, and a thrasher and a live oak tree. On the 5th day of Christmas, they go to Atlanta, and there they are at the Centennial Olympic Park. They go skating there because there's a beautiful rink all lit up and everything every year. And they learn about the Olympics and how money was raised for the Olympics through the bricks. And you can walk on the bricks and find whoever, if you know anybody that did donations and so forth. And on the 5th day of Christmas, my cousin gave to me 5 Olympic rings. And you can see they're skating the rings. And George wipes out here he's not a very good skater. So 5 Olympic rings, 4 cooing doves, 3 horsemen, 2 pans of gold, and a thrasher and a live oak tree. On the 6th day of Christmas, they go to the Center for Puppetry Arts, also in Atlanta. There's a lot to do in Atlanta. And they see all kinds of cool puppets and Muppets. So some of Jim Henson's Muppets are there. There's a whole wing for Jim Henson's Muppets, including the Swedish Chef. He's there, the original. And then they go to the puppet workshop and make one of their own. So on the 6th day of Christmas, my cousin gave to me 6 puppets playing, and the 5 Olympic rings and 4 cooing doves and 3 horsemen and 2 pans of gold and the thrasher and the live oak tree. I'm going to stop reading the whole rest of them. Okay, on the 7th day of Christmas, they go to Tybee Island. Off the coast of Georgia, in the ocean off the coast of Georgia and in northern Florida too, that's where the right whale bears its calves every winter. So even though you can't see that happening out here in the water, there are dolphins and so forth to see when you go to Tybee Island, and it is very interesting to learn about the right whale, and that is our state marine mammal, by the way. So on the 7th day of Christmas, my cousin gave to me 7 dolphins swimming, and the rest. On the 8th day, they go to Okefenokee Swamp. And there are all sorts of wildlife there, of course, and they learn about what the swamp is made of, and if you and the peat that if you stomp on one place, the bushes a few feet over are going to wiggle, and it's very cool to learn about all of that. And Jacob writes home to his parents about that. But most of all, they enjoy the frogs because they are the loudest thing in the swamp. So we have on the 8th day of Christmas, my cousin gave to me 8 frogs a-croaking. And the rest. I'm shortcutting. On the 9th day of Christmas, this is my favorite one in the whole book because it is about Habitat for Humanity. They go down to Americus, Georgia, and they go to the Global Village and Discovery Center and learn how Habitat helps families build their houses all over the world, and they see all different kinds of houses that Habitat builds. One of my favorites is the ones in India that are built with bars on the windows to keep the monkeys out. And Jacob said he wants to let the monkeys in, so it's kind of cute. But here they are operating the brick machine, where you put mud and straw and whatnot in there and press it down real hard, and when you release it, you have bricks. So on the 9th day of Christmas, my cousin gave to me 9 bricks for stacking. And the rest. On the 10th day of Christmas, they go to Callaway Gardens. And in the winter, the gardens are not so much what there is to see, but the butterfly house is wonderful. And it's there year-round, heated, and the butterflies are flying around. And if you wear red, they land on you. They like red very much. And you also can learn about the life cycle of the butterfly and get to see some hatching sometimes if you're lucky. I was able to see one. It took about a half an hour for it to come out of its little chrysalis and unfold its wings, but it was really cool. So on the 10th day of Christmas, my cousin gave to me 10 butterflies flitting and all the rest. On the 11th day of Christmas, they go to the Georgia Music Hall of Fame and learn about musicians that come from Georgia, groups like REM and the B-52s and people like James Brown and Alan Jackson. And they are now playing instruments that because you can sort of experiment with all the instruments they have there. And so there are 11 rockers rocking, and the rest. And this one was really surprising, but in Georgia, we have in Dawsonville, there is a kangaroo conservation center where you can see over 300 kangaroos. It's the largest mob of kangaroos, that's what they're called, a mob, outside of Australia. So you have to call ahead for a tour because they're not open all the time for everybody to just drop in. But it's so interesting to see. And you can come right up. The kangaroos come up to the fence, and there are wallabies and all other sorts of cool animals. But that climate is very much like Australia's in Dawsonville. So we have 12 on the 12th day of Christmas. My cousin gave to me, and here's the whole list: 12 kangas bouncing, 11 rockers rocking, 10 butterflies flitting, 9 bricks for stacking, 8 frogs a-croaking, 7 dolphins swimming, 6 puppets playing, 5 Olympic rings, 4 cooing doves, 3 horsemen, 2 pans of gold, and a thrasher in a live oak tree. And then we can see them parading. Everybody's in there. I counted. Elizabeth managed to put all of the animals and whatnot in there so that everyone is represented. It's really quite a feat to get them all on one page. And then we have other cool facts and stuff about Georgia. Famous people that came from here. Julia Roberts is from here, and authors and sports people and so forth. So all of this happens in Georgia. And if you come to Georgia or you have someone visit Georgia from someplace else, you can show them all the cool things that are in Georgia. Thank you, and Merry Peachy Christmas.
Hi, it's Garrett Range with the City of Monroe Fire Department. I'm the fire marshal here, and I want to go over a couple of quick safety tips for you for the upcoming holiday concerning kitchen fires and cooking in the kitchen. First thing we're going to go over is what to do if you're kind of just walk away from, you got something cooking on the stove and you walk away from it, and you come back in and find it flamed up and smoking. Like the correct way to handle it, okay? Okay, so in the event that you come into your kitchen and you do find that you have a fire in a pot like that, the easiest and simplest thing to do, and the most effective, is just to put a lid on it, like this. Without oxygen, you can have no more fire. So therefore, you're just kind of smothering it out there. What you don't want to do is come in there and throw salt on it or anything like that. Just try to put a lid on it, turn it off, and call us, and we'll come out and take care of it. So now I want to go over the dangers of frying turkeys. I know everybody loves a good fried turkey, I do too, but it's very important to make sure that you have let that turkey kind of get to room temperature. Don't put it in the fryer ice cold or ice, because of all that water and moisture is going to cause it to flame up. So I'm going to give you an example of that, okay? It's also important to note, this is also an example of why not to put water. I mean, most people, their gut instinct is to put water on a fire, because that's what normally water puts out the majority of fires we find in the household. But this is just a different circumstance. So again, I just want to show you an example of what happens when water reacts with grease like this. Most people will use just about a cup of water. What they do is they take a cup, like, you know, from a bottle or a cup in their house, and they'll toss it on there trying to extinguish it. So you can see that that is very ineffective. At that point, you may end up having a residential house fire where at the very least, a kitchen fire. So again, try to remember to put a lid on it, turn off the heat, and then call the fire department. If you have any further questions, you can always reach out to me. Again, my name is Garrett Range. I'm the fire marshal of the City of Monroe Fire Department.
You're watching Walton Entertainment.
Bah humbug. Dear Santa Claus, my brother Arthur says there is no Santa Claus, and I am wasting my time writing to you, but he is wrong lots of times, and I know you are really and truly you. I would like you to bring me some ice skates and a new teddy bear, 'cause my old bear Harold has a worn out belly, and anything else you think a good little girl would like. Love, Margie. Arthur says that Santa Claus is a big fat humbug. Arthur says he can prove it, and I have to help him, and it's a secret, and if I tell anybody, he will put worms in my bed. Arthur says he is collecting all the stuff we will need to carry out his big plan, and we must hide everything until the time is right. I hung up our stockings and put some cookies and milk on the table, 'cause it is Christmas Eve, and I know Santa Claus will come, and he will be hungry when he gets here. Arthur says it's all dumb, but Arthur is wrong lots of times. Arthur says that after Mom and Daddy go to bed, it will be time to put his plan into action. Arthur says I better stay awake or he will put ice cubes in my pajamas. Arthur says I must tiptoe quiet as a mouse, and if I make any noise, he will flush Harold down the toilet. Arthur says he is making a grand trap to catch a big fat humbug Santa Claus. Arthur put a pail of cold water in the fireplace and a can of pennies by the door. Arthur tied wind chimes to the Christmas tree and spread balloons all over the floor. Arthur is tying string around everything and hanging bells on it. Arthur says the trap is ready and now we have to wait. Arthur says if I fall asleep, he will put bubble gum in my hair. Looks like Arthur fell asleep. Oh, Arthur's sleeping through everything. Santa has come with his bag. He has placed things under the tree and he's sharing milk with me. He's headed back up the chimney after leaving all the gifts. Oh, now he's gone and Arthur is still sleeping. Arthur says maybe he was wrong about Santa Claus, but if I tell anybody, he will mush peanut butter and jelly all over Harold's new fur coat. Dear Santa Claus, thank you for the nice ice skates and for the new fuzzy coat, for Harold and everything. I knew you were really and truly you, 'cause Arthur is wrong lots of times. Love, Margie.
Hey,
Sorry, I didn't see you come in. Welcome to Hodges Family Dentistry at 1190 West Spring Street, Monroe, Georgia. Telephone number is 770-267-6318. Here at Hodges Family Dentistry, we provide an assortment of dental services like partials, dentures, extractions, cleanings, crowns, and complete mouth restorations. So please, come join the Hodges family. And from my family to yours, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays.